Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the kettlebell snatch. We're going to talk both about the single kettlebell variation and the dual kettlebell variation. First things first is that it's not a new movement. We all know how to do a dumbbell snatch. So similarly, the kettlebell generally will start from the floor and it finishes up overhead in a fully locked out supported position. Now, the first thing we need to think about is breaking down the movement. It starts with a Russian kettlebell swing, which is simply just extension of the legs and hips, bringing the kettlebell up towards eye level, looking like so, up to eye level from the side. Again, using the hips to accelerate the kettlebell in a horizontal movement. After we've done the Russian swing, we then got to look at moving that horizontal power and movement into an upward vertical movement. So here, we're going to do a Russian swing into a high pull. Now you notice in the high pull, the elbow stays quite low. We're not trying to drive the elbow to the sky. So again, we'll do 2 Russian swings, followed by 2 high pulls, swing, swing, and a high pull, and a high pull. Side on, we're going to swing again, 2 swings, followed by high pull, and the high pull. Just like always, with any external object, the further that load gets away from the body, the harder it is to control. The next stage of a kettlebell snatch, swing, high pull, and then we're going to punch through the kettlebell. Now the way that the kettlebell obviously works is that this weight can give you a nasty slap on the back of the wrist if your timing is off. So as we do our swing, pull, we basically punch through the kettlebell to try and connect to the kettlebell. Much like you would a barbell, if you're power cleaning the barbell, you wouldn't allow the barbell to come here and meet the bar here where it slaps onto your rack position. We try and meet the barbell in its apex position at its highest point. Same with the kettlebell. So we're gonna go 1 swing, 1 high pull, 1 snatch just for demonstration. Swing, high pull, snatch. Again, side on, swing, high pull, snatch. Down we come. So in the snatch, you'll notice my grip was very loose on the kettlebell. We only need to be pulling hard when we need to hold the kettlebell. Once it starts to move up, you can relax the grip so that the kettlebell can freely turn within your hand. Couple of things to think about in terms of your setup position. Of course, your feet need to be wide enough that the kettlebell can swing in between. In terms of your grip on the kettlebell, your hand is either going to be flat, smack bang in the middle of a kettlebell, or slightly towards the inside of a kettlebell. Now, if I'm using my right arm, it's going to be towards the left side of the kettlebell. That will allow me to reach through. Look where my thumb's pointing. The thumb points through the legs. Then as I come up, it allows me to get a nice big pull on the kettlebell, but it's actually pretty similar if you're going in the middle of a kettlebell. Nothing changes, straight up, over the top. Now, next thing we've got to think about is how to bring the kettlebell down. What we don't want to do is swing the kettlebell out away from us. What we said before, the further the object is away, the harder it becomes to control. So once you've gone up overhead, we just want to basically bring it straight back down in front of us and then back into the next Russian swing before we come up into that snatch. So if I now go through 5 reps, come straight back down in front of us before we go into the next rep each time. Again, kettlebell always trying to stay as close as it can to the body every rep. What we don't want to see is flinging out away from the body. There's no control there. Keep it nice and close, straight up, straight down into the next swing. When we have 2 kettlebells, nothing changes. The only possible change would be a slightly wider stance of the feet to allow for the double kettlebell to come between the leg. We don't want it clanging off the knees and the legs. Same idea though. Swing, pull, punch overhead. Keep the kettlebells close on the way down. Now, when you do a double kettlebell, of course, there's more weight, generally double the weight you've done with the single. you might want to change the way that you bring the kettlebells down from the overhead position. So I'm going to firstly demonstrate exactly how I just did with the single kettlebell. I'll go through 3 reps first. Now the way I was bringing it down, straight down in front of the body, just like we had before. The other option, again, it depends on if you're in a competition. Sometimes this won't be stipulated as standard, but you can bring it to the shoulder before you come back down through the legs into your next rep. That just might take a little bit of the need away for high grip, and it might just slow the movement down and stop the kettlebells yanking you about. So bring it to the shoulder, looks like this. Just helps to decelerate the kettlebells a little bit more than swinging them out and down away from you. Hope these tips help with your kettlebell snatches, single or dual.